Welcome to the CatFiveBoys podcast. I'm your host, Matt, and as you can tell, I'm not here with any co-hosts. So we're gonna get into that in a little bit. I haven't done this in a while. I know I've been kind of offline, haven't been posting episodes for months now, actually, and that's really nobody's fault but my own. All right, we've been having some issues as of late uh, co-host, show logistic situations and stuff like that. But also guests went dry, and to be honest with you, I really had nothing to talk about, and I had nothing I kind of wanted to speak on when it comes to the show. I had no inspiration. I had no real desire anymore to do the show. Just after 20 something episodes, but it was kind of it started to get a little bit like I didn't know what I was doing with it. You know what I mean? I didn't know where I was kind of going with it. I didn't know where I was, my aim with it and whatnot. Um, and to be honest with you, I can't say that I do at the moment, and I can't say that I have it all completely figured out. What I do have figured out is that I want to do it again, and I want to continue to. I want to get back into it. I want to move towards it. I want to, pursue this a little more. Go back to the routine I was having. So, first and foremost, welcome to the show. Again, I haven't done this in a while, so forgive me for my horrible intro. Usually we have a guest on or we have a co-host on, things of that nature. But again, today is a little bit different. We're coming back from a long hiatus, and the long hiatus is going to bring about some change here. So, first and foremost, welcome to the show. The views expressed on the show by the individual guests and or hosts do not necessarily reflect the views of the CatFiveBoys podcast. If you are interested in seeing clips of the show, we have clips accounts. We have Instagram, TikTok, and we post here. If you're watching on YouTube, we have clips on YouTube as well, YouTube Shorts, so you can check that out to your discretion. Yeah, we have those accounts just in case you guys in case you can't catch the full shows. Maybe you want some more condensed clips with some funny moments, serious, cool moments, whatever the case may be. They're going to be there. I think this is actually my first time showing my face, if I'm not mistaken. Which, if it is, hopefully hopefully I didn't make your eyes sore. You know what I mean? Nonetheless, yeah, we have clips. If anybody wants to be a guest on the show, I would love to have you on. I would love to have any sort of conversations with you. If you want to come on and you want to have a conversation about politics, we can do that. Religion, we can do that. Dating, we can do that. Anything of the sort, you want to come and talk about it, more than welcome to DM me on Instagram at CatFiveBoys, and send me a message. Let me know that you want to be on the show. Kind of the details, a little bit about yourself. You know what I mean? You don't have to go too in depth. Just give me a little bit about yourself. Kind of something that you're interested in speaking about. I can get a little feel for kind of what you're coming with. But yeah, if you're interested, I would love to have you guys on. I'm open to having conversations with anybody, no matter what you believe, no matter what your viewpoint, your worldview is. I would love to have conversations with anybody who's willing to come on. So if you would like to and you're interested, DM me on Instagram at CatFiveBoys, and we can definitely schedule that as early, the earliest convenience for the both of us, for both parties, for all parties, depending, sometimes you get a number of people who want to come on. So, so there's that. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We love the comments over here. Okay. So if you want to comment some criticisms, some constructive criticism, some nice comments, you know what I mean? Some hate, who cares? All of it accepted and welcome. So, if you want to drop a comment, that'd be great. I would love to respond to them. I love reading comments whenever I do get them. So that'd be really, really cool. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe if you're able. It's free. So maybe that'd be great. Thank you so much for your consideration in that. We post every single Wednesdays and Fridays. Don't know if I'm going to continue with that schedule, but for now, it's going to stick around Wednesdays and Fridays are going to be posting days for the Cat Five Boys podcast. Um, and uh, and yeah, I stream on Twitch at Codename Soap. That's going to be the link to everything I'm saying right now is going to be in the description down below. So go check that out if you're interested. Um, we have a merch store as well. I kind of don't like to call it merch because merch kind of makes it seem like it's I don't know, like it's I don't know, it's just kind of like like a I don't know, it's kind of a low name for it, I guess. We sell rosaries. So if you don't know, I'm a very devout Catholic, and one of the aspects of my faith is my devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and one of the things that she gave us, that she's blessed us with, is the rosary and the power of prayer and praying the rosary. So, me, along with some of my family members, we make rosaries by hand, and we sell them on Etsy. Different types of rosaries. We sell single decade rosaries. We sell full length rosaries. So if you guys want to check out the store, it's a little bit barren, I guess you can say. But more changes will be coming in the future. You know, people start ordering, more changes come. So, you know, if you do order, we really, really appreciate it. And obviously, we don't expect you to. If you want to check out the store just to give it a little look, that'd be also greatly appreciated. So if you want to just, you know, come through, check it out, that'd be awesome. But not only if, you know, you want to come through, check it out, if you choose to buy something, which again, it's completely of your own choice, if you would like to or not. You know, if you see something that calls you, you're like, oh, I love that. Wow, this is super bright. Goodness gracious. I'm very sorry for the brightness. I'm probably it's probably like King Neptune's bald head. You know what I mean? So if you do choose to buy something out of your own, I guess your own choice or whatever the case, and you would like to purchase something, we again greatly appreciate it. Hopefully, we leave you with a good experience with us, and hopefully, you know, when it comes to the rosary, you love it. You know, that's obviously the most important thing for us, and for me specifically as well. So, with that being said, and without further ado, let's get into the show. Now, we're going to get into the show here. First, I kind of want to talk about a little something, okay? First and foremost, I don't know how like I don't know how I want to take the show, because I had a guest who was going to come on, but things happened. It was truly my fault. I came late. They weren't able to be on the show. I had some problems at work I was trying to take care of, and it took me a little longer than I expected. Things happen, you know what I mean? I don't want to like excuse myself, but things happened. But I had somebody who was going to come on the show. A very interesting guy too, at least from what I've read. We didn't get a chance of speaking, obviously, because you know he's supposed to come on the show, but wasn't able to do it. Hopefully, maybe we're able to get him on in a future date. If anything, I think I like this a little bit better, just because I'm able to kind of like come back, do a show coming back, and then maybe get him on a future show. But I'm able to get him on after the welcome back episode, I guess, which, you know, I guess I kind of prefer it that way. Yeah. But I kind of want to speak on kind of the trajectory of the show. First and foremost, you know what? Actually, I'm going to talk about this a little later, but I kind of want to talk about the trajectory of the show, where I kind of want to take it, the absence that I've had, and the reason, you know, behind all of that and everything. So, first and foremost, I just want to say, if you're watching right now and you're listening to my voice and you're choosing to spend your time here on the CatFiveBoys podcast, I'm most certainly greatly appreciated. I am very appreciative of your time. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. If you are returning from previous episodes that I've done with my co-host Matt, or my former co-host Matt, or my former co-host George, if you're returning from those episodes and you're coming and you're watching this one, you're coming back, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate, you know, you sticking with me, and the patience that you had, you know, that you might have had, you know, maybe you were expecting the episodes whenever they would come out, maybe it was something you would look forward to, and I kind of just out of the blue abruptly stopped doing it. And I'm I feel ashamed from that. If that caused somebody, one of my listeners, any sort of hurt or any sort of pain or any sort of disdain for me or anything like that, where you expected these shows to come out and you look forward to them maybe, and it just kind of stopped happening. You're like, damn, I really wanted to listen to the show more. I really, really am sorry from the bottom of my heart that I kind of just fell off the radar, for the most part, when it came to the show. I really do apologize for that, and I appreciate you sticking by and sticking with me, in my return here. I wish I didn't do that. I didn't have to do that. Not that I had to, but I wish I didn't resort to that. I guess in the mind state that I was in, where it was kind of becoming a little bit monotonous. It was, we ran out of guests, so it's kind of like, what do we talk about? How do we continue the conversation? And I just I ran out of inspiration. Is really how I can put it. And I did not. I allowed myself to fall out of discipline in doing the show. You know what I mean? I fell out of discipline in doing the show, and I allowed myself to do that. By all accounts, the show was going great. We were having guests on almost every single episode. The views were just going up, slightly, but they were going up. The listening count was going up on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. I'm sorry. It was going up, and we were doing good. We were progressing in everything. And I stopped, and we kind of just stopped. So it's looking back, hindsight's 2020. I can't do anything about it. But what I can do is try to do the best moving forward. And there's still a lot of time left in the year. There's still a lot of things to talk about, especially now, that I want to get into and that I want to speak about. A lot of ways my worldview has changed. Maybe if you've listened to me before my absence and now coming back on the show, you're able to maybe tell some of those differences in worldviews that I have, possibly. You're able to notice that, like, oh hey, he used to have this worldview, now it's a little bit different, as he's come back. I doubt there's gonna be a lot, but maybe there's some, and a lot of the things that have happened recently, and ever since I've been gone, have kind of changed my perspective on a lot of things. Made me appreciate a lot of things more. Made me resentful towards a lot of people and ideologies, which I know is not good, and I know that's not something that is that I should be proud of, or that I should boast about, because obviously being resentful towards anybody, anything, is never good for the soul. Regardless of whether or not it's good for the person you're resenting, it's definitely not good for yourself. So, with that being said, again, coming back. Hopefully, I'm going to do my best to do it right this time. I'm going to have more guests on the show. Going back to the original thing I was speaking of, obviously you don't see me with a co-host here today. Maddie's not here with me today. George is not here with me today, and that's how it's going to be, unfortunately, for the rest of the show. They are no longer going to be my co-hosts. It's just going to be me, until maybe I find a new co-host, or the show evolves and changes into something different. Maybe it's just me from now on. Regardless of whatever happens in the future, if I have a co-host in the future, for right now, it's going to be just me. Maddie and George are no longer going to be a part of the show. I think George, you probably would have been able to tell, because he hadn't been on even before we took the break for a long time. But Maddie had always been on, for the most part. He was on most shows. But coming back to the show, he wasn't able to return because of reasons that are personal to him, and I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna go too into detail of what's going on in his life, or the reasons why he can't come back, because that's completely his business and that's his life, and I have nothing but love for the guy, and I have nothing but best wishes for him. And the same thing for George. I got nothing but love for him. I got nothing but best wishes for him as well. Um, I wish it could have been different, and I wish that we could have continued to do the show together. We started it, and it was cool, and we had fun doing it. At least I did. I don't know if they did, but I had fun doing it. Um, and things happen. You know what I mean? So Maddie is not going to be able to come back. I'm coming back right now. He was not able to join me, and he let me know that again, things going on in his life, private, um, that he was not going to be able to make a return. Which again, regrettable, but I understand, and I respect him for it. You know what I mean? He's got things going on in his life, and I respect him completely. And again, I wish the absolute best for him. He's a cool ass dude, and he was truly like, and he was truly an awesome person that I have met in my life, 100%. And same thing with George. You know what I mean? So I wish them both the best. I wish Maddie the best, and I thank both of them, especially Maddie. If George, if you're watching this, no slight to you, my brother, but Maddie was always there. He was a champion for the show. He was always there. He was, for the most part, 90% of the shows he was there, if not 100 of the shows we've uploaded, if I'm not mistaken. He was always there. He was very reliable, and he was an awesome guy to have around. He had a great attitude to him. It sounds like I'm talking about him like he's dead or something, but regardless, neither here nor there. George was also awesome for the show. He was super funny, super charismatic, and very, let's just say, very controversial in some of his takes. As was I, and as am I guess. But he brought an extra thing to the show, which I appreciated very much, and I'm sure the viewers appreciated that very much as well. So, we love George out here, we love Maddie out here, and they're always welcome back on the show. If they want to be a guest on the show, they want to come on and talk and chop it up and speak on some of these Reddit posts or something. I would love to have them back on. I'm sure that the viewers would love that too. And yeah, again, from now on, it's going to be just me, unless we find somebody new. Obviously, this is kind of the thing that I've kind of wrestled with. It has to be somebody that I know, and it has to be somebody that I have good chemistry with, and it has to be somebody that makes sense. You know what I mean? I have to kind of know you too, because I don't want to have somebody coming on the show being the co-host, and I don't really know them too well, so it kind of just falls apart, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? I want somebody that I know. We're gonna have guests on the show that come on in the future. Hopefully, maybe my fiance comes on. We can have a little conversation with her because she's super awesome, and I'm sure she has a lot of stuff to say on the current political climate that we have, the current political and economic state of the world right now. But I'm sure she would have a lot of stuff to say regarding the political state that we're in today, the left versus the right, dating today, family values, all that type of stuff. I'm sure she would have a lot to say, and maybe she'd want to come on. I might have my brother on the show. I'm gonna try to get maybe some Catholic priests to come on the show and have a conversation with me. Yeah, I mean, listen, I truly want to go back to what we were doing, and I want to have conversations with people of all different backgrounds and ideologies, you know what I mean, worldviews. I want to have conversations with a lot of people, with a bunch of people, you know what I mean. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, I want to speak to you, and I want to, if you're interested in having a conversation, I'm interested as well, you know. So yeah, where was I? But yeah, when it comes to right now, the current state of the show, it is going to be just me. And the shows might be a little bit shorter in length. Usually they were maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. Maybe they're going to be a little shorter in length because it's just me. But I do still want to put on a good show. And I do still want to talk about interesting things. And I do still want to promote conversation and promote the 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 marketplace that we built here of ideas to still have an open sign. You know, I wanted to still have an open sign on that door. So anybody who's walking past, they know that they're free to express their ideas, even if it's not popular with me or with, the broad, I guess, audience. They're still able to do that. So with that being said, thank you so much for listening. If you did listen to all that, I really really want to do the best for you guys, especially those who have stuck with me, and all the new people coming in who are listening to the show. Um, I would love if you, um, you know, if you stuck around from before my break or from before I left. If you stuck around and you're still listening, leave a comment in the comment section, that you guys stuck around, and just so I kind of am able to thank you personally, in the comments. And if you're coming and you're new here, I really hope you enjoy kind of how I speak, what I'm talking about, my ideas. Maybe you don't enjoy them, and maybe you don't enjoy my ideas. In that case, leave a comment in the comment section, how you disagree, and I would love to have a conversation with you too. You know what I mean? And hopefully you can at least appreciate the openness to have conversations, and the openness to dialogue, and to be, human beings with each other. Hopefully that's something we can all appreciate. So, with that being said, um, yeah, thank you so much for listening. Let's hop right into the meat and potatoes of the show. We are going to be reacting, or sorry, not reacting. We are going to be wait, let me look at my show notes real quick. Okay, actually, before we get into all the Reddit stuff, because obviously, listen, the show is going to be the show. All right, the show must go on. We're going to still do Reddit, and we're still going to do that, And from what I've heard from a lot of people, Reddit, the Reddit section of the show, is really entertaining to people. So we're going to still do that no matter what. I mean, it was entertaining to me too, so I'm still going to do it. But first and foremost, before we get into that, and I'm a little bit upbeat for this specific conversation, but I want to talk about something that happened a while back, about a month ago, and I wasn't doing the show, so I wasn't able to cover it. I'm sure that I would have covered it if I was doing the show. But the assassination of Charlie Kirk, I still remember that day like it was an hour ago. And I didn't, like I said, I wasn't doing the show at that time. I didn't get a chance to speak and give my 2 cents on the situation. And to be honest with you, that's probably for the best. It was an absolute gut wrenching and devastating day. That's kind of the only words that can really describe that day. I didn't truly, because listen, I had my disagreements with Charlie, on certain points, certain things. Some of it was theological, some of it was political, some of it was societal. I had my disagreements with him, and I wasn't his biggest fan, and I wasn't like, but he was still on my side of the aisle for the most part. He was still a conservative, and he was the biggest conservative. If I would say, I would dare to say the biggest conservative voice, that we had at the moment. And that day, the way that I felt seeing the videos on Twitter, or I guess X, seeing the videos on X, reading the news headlines, and kind of all the misinformation and all like the early news that was coming out, and everybody speaking on it before confirmations were made. People were saying he got hit in the chest, in the chest. Some people said he got hit in the, or he didn't get hit at all. It was just shots. Some people said he got hit in the neck. Early on, when it was going on, it was my fiance. Goodness gracious, my fiance, who had kind of broke the news to me. She told me in messages that he had gotten shot, and I don't know if I asked her if she was telling me that he got shot in the chest, because I guess that's what it seemed like from the wide angle, the very wide, um, that he got shot in the chest. But some people, I was hearing some reports that he didn't, and that he didn't get shot at all, and it was just shots that were going off in the event. And then the up close video came out, and that video practically confirmed all of the people who were saying he got shot in the neck. And it was most certainly, and I knew it from the moment that I saw that video. From the very moment that the shot hit, and the placement of the shot, and the aftermath of the bodily fluids that came out of him, I knew from that very moment that he was not going to make it. And I heard some people saying, and I'm sure a lot of you did as well, that he had that he was still alive and he had a pulse in the hospital, and they were, he was in critical condition. Um, and I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely astonished that he actually survived that. And I was even telling, I don't know if it was I think I told everybody who I was speaking about it with, or how I was speaking to about it that day, that if he did survive that shot, that it was gonna be truly a miracle from God. And a lot of people are going to have to contend with that, in a sense, like, how did he really survive that? You know what I mean? It was gonna be like a miracle, really, like true, like the true definition of the word, not like figure of speech. Oh, it's a miracle, No, it's like truly a miracle that he survived that, because I looked at that video and I saw where the shot hit, and I saw the amount of blood that came out. It was too much, too much. He most certainly, at least this was my thought process in the moment, most certainly he did not make it. He is not going to survive that. There's no way. There's no way. And I mean, lo and behold, he didn't. Unfortunately, he was taken from his family, from his fans. He was taken too soon, and the shot was a kill shot. Um, yeah, I mean, you know, that again, that day, surreal. The way that the day kind of changed, like in an instant, that I never expected for I never expected for I mean, come on, that's like, that goes without saying. Who really expects that? You know what I mean? Who really expects um something like that to happen? The the level of disgust that I had, and the way that this assassination um radicalized me to an even further degree that I already was. And I'm not, listen, don't twist my words. I'm not speaking anything about violence. I haven't said a single word about none of that. Radicalization is not, in the context that I'm speaking about, I want to make this very clear, violent radicalization. I'm not speaking about that. Okay? I am talking about ideological, radicalization, and the differences between ideologies, and understanding that these people who celebrated and mocked, and to this day still do, but celebrated, mocked, and cheered at the brutal, absolutely inhumane taking of Charlie Kirk's life in front of his children, in front of his family. We are not the same. We are not the same. Not a single bit are we the same. And as much as I knew that beforehand, and as much as I knew the capacity for violence and the capacity for evil, um, what's the word? Evil tendencies of the left, it truly was not put on display like it was that day. And that day changed a lot of minds, not just my own. It truly was a game changer for putting into perspective the true differences in the ideologies. And not just the ideological differences, but the true, like, hot and coldness of the worldviews. You know, we are not the same, not one little bit. Absolute monsters who were letting the demons out that day in their reaction to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Absolutely. And there's no way to spin it. There's really no way to spin it. It truly is, like, astounding to me, right? How we talk about Charlie Kirk, right? And these people who celebrated his death, simply because he had an opinion, simply because he allowed for conversation between anybody who disagreed. That was the guy that they took out. That was the guy, the conversation guy. That was him. The fact that they celebrated his death, and he was not even a radical. He wasn't even, he was a moderate in today's standards. He was more moderate than I am. I'm much more radical than he is on a lot of different points. Just to know, and now I know, and I guess I should have known, but now I do 100%, that if I were to die to some political violence, they would cheer. They would cheer every single person who has this ideology, from Charlie Kirk, because he was moderate, and if you any more, not even, just a slither bit more radicalized than Charlie Kirk, you will be celebrated when you die too. If there's any sort of violence perpetrated against you or your family or your friends, they will celebrate because they feel like you deserve it for what you believe. And I think that's sunk in for a lot of people that day. I think that's sunk in for a whole host of people that day. It was a day that truly will go down in history. And listen, a lot of people might, laugh at this or, scoff, but Charlie Kirk's assassination was truly our Martin Luther King Jr. moment, our John F. Kennedy moment in today's day and age. And that could have been Trump. And believe me, they wanted it to be Trump. When that happened, when Trump almost got done the same thing to him, they were livid on Twitter, in the marketplace of ideas. They were livid. They were so mad. Why didn't you hit him? You got so close, right? I should have known then, but it happened here, and they celebrated it. They celebrated it. You cannot negotiate with people like this. You cannot. These people want you to die. Plain and simple. So be careful. Fight them in the ideologies. Fight them with the truth. But do so carefully, because if they're not coming for your lives, they be damn sure happy if it gets taken. So be careful. With that being said, R.I.P. Charlie Kirk, man. He was truly a force for good, more than he wasn't. Like beyond a force for good than he wasn't. I had several disagreements with him, but in the grand scheme of things, Charlie Kirk was the best that we had. Charlie Kirk was a good guy from all accounts and purposes, from what we've seen. He was a great guy. He was a good father, and he had his head on straight in politics, man. I mean, for the most part. Yeah. Truly a bright guy, and a person who probably, and I've heard people say this a lot, but he probably would have became president of the United States at some point in time. He was a really popular guy. He definitely had the popularity to win the election. And if he didn't at the moment, he would have it in the future, bar none, guaranteed. Yeah, obviously, if he continued in the trajectory that he was in. But we got robbed of that by a scumbag, a crazy piece of shit, who did that to somebody because of what they believed, because they disagreed. Rhetoric is a strong thing. All right, so when you call people fascists and Nazis and Hitler and whatnot, some people are going to take that to heart. And what do you do with people who are fascists? What do you do with people who are Hitler? What do you do with people who embody that? Let me tell you, you don't talk to them. Let me just leave it at that. So, rhetoric is a strong thing, ladies and gentlemen. So, be careful with who you speak to and about what you speak. And yeah. In other news, we had ever since even before that, there was that Ukrainian girl in the train or the bus or something like that got also, taken out by a crazy dude, on that train or on that bus or whatever it was. And then after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, there's been several moments of leftist violence. So, this is getting to a point where it's getting a bit scary. What am I saying? It already is scary, right? But it's getting to a point where it could get out of hand. You know what I mean? It could become something that we don't want it to become. So, again, with that being said, take care of yourself. If you're out doing activism, if you're out speaking to people about these topics that we love to speak on, be careful. Some people want to take your life. So, with that being said, and without further ado, let's go into the Reddit section of the show. Let's go into the Reddit section of the show. Let's see here. Okay. Let's start with relationship advice. All right. Let's go. Oh my. What a way to start, ladies and gentlemen. Ready for this? Wife, 33 female, cheated on me, 34 male, with a woman, 30, female, while pregnant. What a way to start, ladies and gentlemen. We're back, and we're starting with this doozy. All right, let's go. I'm devastated, so I'll keep this short. My wife came out to me last week. Oh my. Our second daughter. Our second daughter was born 3 months ago. She had been cheating for the majority of the pregnancy. Oh my. Ever since she told me, my wife had been posting on social media about her newfound sexuality and partner, and finally being able to live authentically, and getting praised for her bravery. On top of that, her and her girlfriend have been acting like parents on social media. It was like SM. I was like, what does that mean? Social media to our newborn, and I only found out she, the girlfriend, existed a week ago. Meanwhile, I'm dealing with being cheated on and my marriage ending. It doesn't feel like I have the right to be angry because she was, quote unquote, finding her true self. We'll be getting divorced, her request, but I want to keep things as amicable for our 2 kids as possible. We don't want lawyers involved. I feel numb mostly, not sure what to do or how to feel. I still love her and she's the mother to my children. How do I navigate this? Edit. Sorry to the mods if I'm not updating this right. I wasn't expecting so many responses already, but it looks like the consensus is I'm an idiot if I don't get a lawyer. I'll be contacting one today. W, baby! And thank you to the multiple people who commented or DM'd that without a lawyer, my wife and her girlfriend might be able to make decisions regarding our daughter's health, travel, living arrangements, and more without my input. That hit home for me. Thanks, everyone. Okay, this one is a doozy. We're starting out strong on the show back. So, first and foremost, that is absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. Listen, man, I don't wish that on my worst enemy, but this man got that shit done to him. So, I like to say whenever somebody gets cheated on, and the person that cheated on them, obviously being their partner, former partner, cheats on them with a person of the same sex, brother, you made them gay. All right, that's how bad you were in bed, that you made them gay. But listen, man, he gets a little pass because she was always gay, apparently. Number one, she is a selfish ass son of a gun, man. Having had your second kid already, and having cheated on you and that during that pregnancy, probably was cheating on you before then as well. And then coming out to you 3 months after the baby's born, it's a horrible situation. Horrible situation. I'm telling you right now, brother. Stop with the bullshit. Stop with this newfound, oh, she was finding her true self. Let's say it how it is, okay? First and foremost, she broke up a family. She broke up a marriage. And she is acting and being told by her surroundings that is okay and that is worthy of praise. Let that sink in. What she did was horrible, extremely selfish, and will have an impact on not only your children, not only you, but her soul for the long run, for the rest of her life. Unless, obviously, she repents. But let's just say she won't. Let's just say for the context of this conversation, she won't. You need to, and listen, the fact that the people in the comments were telling you to, W. And the fact that you listen to them, W. Get a damn lawyer, bro. Get a lawyer. Because the thing is, selfish people are selfish through and through with babies as well, man. So, these people, smart, they're going to use the baby to their advantage, man. They're going to post her on Instagram. They're going to post her on Twitter, all that shit. They're going to have the baby and raise it as their own type, you know what I mean? Like as if the two true parents are the two females. And just like this, real quick, that woman can switch up just like she did in your marriage and fight for custody, and she'll have full custody of those kids, and you, my friend, will be left in the dust while she raises your children with her girlfriend. Don't think that's what you want. Get that lawyer, get that money, get that bread, All right, get that alimony type shit, or don't. Who gives a fuck about that? Get custody, bro. First and foremost, get custody. The kids come first, bro. And as much as you know, that's their mom, 100%. Can never take that away. She should have the ability to see them, but you need to have custody, bro. Plain and simple. Yeah, I really have nothing else to say about. Like, that's horrible, man. That's a horrible situation. Um, so this person commented, there is nothing brave about cheating. If she wanted to engage in a relationship with anyone else than her spouse, she needed to separate first. You are understandably hurt, but don't allow that to cause you to make poor decisions now. You need to get a lawyer. There's nothing brave about cheating, and there's nothing brave about breaking up a marriage and a family. Either. There's some modernity in that message, but that's okay. This other person said, I work in law. Get a lawyer. It can still be amicable and peaceful with a professional to guide you both on the correct paperwork and procedure. I've seen amicable splits turn very bad very fast. And that's true. That's true. What you're doing is you're basically saying, okay, we are going to break off this agreement, and I'm going to trust you, even though you're the one who decided to break it off. I'm going to trust you that I don't need any counsel on this. I'm going to just trust you and assume you're a good person. You're a nice person. Get yourself a lawyer, brother. Get yourself a lawyer. This next person said, be loyal or be single. People who cheat just ignore the devastation they leave behind. As others have said, get a good lawyer. Protect your interests and those of your children. Don't play nice. Go for the jugular. They have to know you're no pushover. Good luck. I like this attitude. I like that attitude. Listen. Make sure they know. You ain't no bitch. The only bitch is the bitch. And we know who the bitch is. Alright? So, anyways, that's that. I think we're going to do one more comment, and then we're going to move on. You need to get a lawyer involved. Your ex has shown how much she is willing to deceive you to get what she wants. You need someone who will look out for your interests at a time you are emotionally vulnerable. I kind of want to find a comment that is like disagreement, you know, that's like, oh, she's super nice or whatever. I don't know, whatever the fuck, but I kind of want to find a comment like that. Let's see here. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Most of the, like, literally all these people all these people are like 90% of what I'm reading right now is them telling him to get a lawyer. I'm not gonna lie, pretty based. What in the world? Reddit based? All right, well, whatever. Everybody's kind of just talking about getting a lawyer, so W. All right, let's see here. Let's do Am I the Asshole now. Let's go to the Am I the Asshole one. Let's see what we got here. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got going on. Am I the asshole for telling my sister I don't care when she gets married? I, 35 female, just celebrated my anniversary, and my sister, 38 female, Kayla, is still mad about a fight we had right before my wedding. I would love to know who's the asshole. Okay. Kayla was married at 23 and divorced at 30. Yikes. She got a new boyfriend pretty much immediately after the papers were finalized. I'm assuming she's the one who initiated it. Wouldn't be surprised. Most of them are women. And they've been together ever since. Kayla always said the divorce was so hard, she would never marry again, and her boyfriend seemed fine with that. When my husband and I started talking about marriage, we told our families. Everyone gave their blessing, including my sister. I don't like surprises, so my husband revealed he was going to propose at my birthday party, which was near Valentine's Day. I told my 4 future bridesmaids, including my sister, in case they wanted to witness the proposal. A week before my party, Kayla surprised the family by announcing her boyfriend had proposed Christmas Day. We thought it was a little odd for a couple of reasons. One, she was so vocally against second marriage. Two, she bought her own ring, but people change their minds all the time. And it doesn't matter who bought the ring. If you're happy, we congratulated her and let it be. I will say one thing before we continue. Statistically speaking, second and third marriages are, let's just say, it probably isn't going to work out. All right. Anyways, we congratulated her and let her be. Let it be. Excuse me. The oddness continued after my husband proposed and we started planning our wedding. My sister hated all of our choices, from our theme, autumn, to invitations, gold and cream, but especially my dress. I didn't wear pure white because I got married in my 30s, and it felt silly to do the blushing virgin shtick at my big age. According to Kayla, this was mortifying and shameful, which was weird considering she was pregnant with my nephew, showing when she walked down the aisle, and no one said a word. The real issue happened about a month before my wedding. Kayla called me out of nowhere and said, "Hey, would you care if I got married before you?" I said, "No, that's fine. You got engaged first, after all. Go for it." Then Kayla said, "But what if we got married really close to your wedding day? Would that bother you?" I had a million people to call that day, including the caterers and bakery, so I simply said, "Sis, I don't care when you get married. Go down to the courthouse an hour before the ceremony and get married the exact same day if you'd like. Just be dressed and at the venue by 3, and I'll be the happiest bride ever." Kayla started screaming that it was so rude of me to say I don't care about her wedding. I said that's not what I meant, and she hung up on me and told the family her version. I still get shit from our aunts for something I didn't mean. Now it's a year later, and my sister is threatening not to invite me to her wedding, which still hasn't happened. Am I the asshole? To be completely and totally honest, I don't give a singular fuck about this situation. But from my expert opinion, and from my years and years and decades of doing this exact thing, judging people and their situations, I would say that you are most certainly not the asshole. I don't know why you'd be the asshole. I think your sister is crazy. I think she's a fucking lunatic. And I think that I know who was at fault for the divorce that your sister was a part of. With that being said, let's go to the next one. Am I the asshole? Let's see what we got here. Fabric to make my boyfriend a curtain. Tell him a kid was about how small. Read my French. I know she showed away from the. Sorry for the mumbling. I am reading fast. Bro, I really don't give a shit about any of this, bro. What the hell? It's so stupid. Alright, let's go to another one. This is not working. Okay, let's do. I used to have. Oh yeah, I still have the list. Okay, I'm gonna pull up a list of the different. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually like fucking having a brain fart right now. The different Reddit threads that we could possibly go down. Let's do. Let's see here. Let's do. Let's do change my view first, and then we'll do confessions. Let's do change my view. Change my view. Releasing the Epstein files won't substantially change anything in U.S. politics. I actually agree. So there's nothing to change your view on. Republicans are no longer conservative; they are fascist. Ooh, that word. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. We shouldn't be calling American right-wingers conservatives anymore. They've crossed over to fascism at this point. Principles of conservatism that MAGA violates. Limited Limited small government. MAGA supports the Trump administration's overuse of executive powers and the military, welcoming expansion of the government into private life. So let's take this one point at a time, right? Limited small government. That's what conservatism is in favor of. MAGA supports the Trump administration's overuse of executive powers and the military, welcoming expansion and the government into private life. So I don't exactly understand. And if I was speaking to this person, I'd ask him, what do you mean by expansion of the government into private life? Because from what I'm seeing, what he's using executive power for is things that don't really affect me much besides the tariffs. Um, I mean, I don't know. Immigration, that's like a good thing, but we can argue that. Freedom of speech. So conservatives believe in freedom of speech, I guess. MAGA supporters have welcomed Trump's condemnation and attacks against the speech of journalists, media companies, and public figures that have opposing viewpoints. Why is that not protected under freedom of speech exactly? Why is it that when Trump says, I don't like what these news sites are saying, why is that not freedom of speech? Does Trump not get freedom of speech because he's the president? I'm confused here. As far as I'm concerned, freedom of speech is a protection of speech, not just speech you agree with. By the way, if you guys heard anything, that wasn't a fart. I promise. I was like rubbing something. That also sounds wrong. Okay, you know what? Let me worry about it. Yeah. So Trump saying that he doesn't like the media sites. That seems like freedom of speech to me as well. So I don't understand why can't he attack or condemn CNN, for example? Can CNN condemn and attack him? That seems like it'd be protected under freedom of speech. Why isn't it when Trump does it? I don't know. Now, as far as I'm concerned, he's never censored anybody in that way. He's never used his presidential power to, like, I don't know, put any journalists in jail or something. I don't know, man. Rules for thee, not for me, or something. Democratic elections. January 6th was an attempt to prevent the results of a verifiably democratic election from seating the next administration. So, from my understanding of that day, Trump was contesting the results of the elections that had Biden winning. Now, granted, was it the best thing? No. Was it stupid for him to do that? Probably. Was that like a... Why is that... This is the thing I never understood. How is that not allowed in the Constitution for us as a people to overthrow a government that we believe to be corrupt in some way, shape, or form? Or at the very least, have... I don't even know how I would explain this. Have methods that we employ to stop a process that is happening that we believe to be unjust. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. To me personally, seems like it's constitutional. We move on. The Constitution. Trump and his supporters have not only encroached upon the First Amendment, but outwardly voiced that taking unconstitutional action is justified. I have no idea what they're talking about. But again, when it comes to the First Amendment, freedom of speech, Trump is also protected by the First Amendment. So if he wants to say some shit that you think is crazy, he's allowed to say that because he is a citizen of the United States and he has the right to freedom of speech like everybody else. Anyways, law, order, and decency. Okay, law and order is one thing. Decency, we'll probably disagree on. MAGA supporters tolerate or support January 6th. For example, the Trump pardons. MAGA supporters tolerate or support January 6th. Why is that? Again, why is that not lawful? If he wanted to contest the elections because he felt like there was some sort of unfair things happening, why is he not allowed to do that? Exactly. I don't know why he wouldn't be allowed to do that, you know? And he never called for violence either. So, I would love if anybody can show me that. Show me a moment where he called for violence, outwardly called for violence. I would love to see it. Minimize right-wing violence and ignore the crimes and likely crimes of Trump, such as suspected sex crimes, despite claiming Christian values as a foundational to their cause. Listen, to be honest with you, I don't think any of those people are Christian. Like, I don't really consider them Christian. So when it comes to the Christian stuff, that's their business. You know what I mean? Like, if they're truly Christian, then that's them. But a lot of the things that I would categorize as Christian values, not really upheld. You know what I mean? And when it comes to the sex crimes suspected, that's completely what you believe. You know what I mean? Like, I can tell you right now, yeah, he has no sex crimes. Well, how can you prove me wrong? You can't fucking prove that wrong. And I cannot prove wrong your suspicions. Besides saying that he hasn't been fucking convicted of anything. So, you know, cool. You have suspicions. Like, that's awesome for you, man. That's really cool for you. Likely crimes of Trump. Like, cool, man. You have suspicions. That's awesome. Yeah. The violations of these conservative principles points towards fascist ideology where government overreach, suppression of opposition, and anti-democratic values take form. No, we are not living under an early 1940s Nazi regime at the time, but I believe conservatives should no longer be able to brand that label as they have beliefs more aligned with fascism. Okay, cool. That's awesome. You guys should be branded as the triple cannonballs. You know what I mean? The K's, man. Because you guys are obsessed with race. And that's what I feel like we should name you guys. So, that's just what I feel at the end of the day. So, if that's what you feel, awesome for you. That's what I feel. So, no, we're not living under... Okay. This isn't meant to be heated or angry post. I'm just generally convinced of this line of argumentation, though I'm willing to have my view changed. Cool. So there's that. I'm gonna tell this man to come on the show. I'm not gonna say I was gonna say discussion. Come on my podcast and we can have a conversation about this and more. If you are interested, DM me on Insta at not you at CatFiveBoys. All right. Anyways, that's that. Listen, man. I believe. Okay, so here we go. Universal suffrage was a mistake, and we'd be better off if we had implemented some sort of IQ filter for voting rights. I don't know what's going on with Reddit today, man. They're kind of fucking based. What the actual shit? Kamala Harris should not run for president in 2028. Wow, based. To be honest with you, I think she should, only because that would mean that the Republican would most likely win because Trump he lost to a man, but he won against two women. So I think women have a really bad track record against men. So I think I wouldn't mind it. The next generation of men will become increasingly conservative unless liberals make significant changes to their media outreach. I think that's true media-wise, but I also think that's true because liberals are, for the most part, genetic dead ends. They don't have kids, so it only makes sense. People who willingly know they have painful genetic diseases shouldn't have kids. That's an argument for eugenics, brother. That is an argument for eugenics. Defend it, man. Defend it. Defend it with your life, I guess. I don't know. Have fun with that one, bro. Have fun with that one. Have fun with that one, brother. Ba 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 ba. Flight is example. All right. All right. Whatever. We're done with change my view because I'm not gonna lie. Some of these people, most of these people are fucking based. We're gonna go to another one. We're gonna do confessions, or should we do dating? Let's do dating advice. Dating advice, ladies and gentlemen. Dating advice. All right. Let's see if this man's dropping some wisdom out here. The toughest lessons you have to face in the dating world. No one is busier than someone who isn't interested in you. I agree 100%. If they're interested in you, bro, if they're interested, they're going to make time. If they're interested, you're going to get that message back. If they're interested, you will not always have to lead the conversation. They're going to help. You know what I mean? So being polite does not equal attraction. Sometimes women like dudes to be assholes. Mixed signals most likely means no. It truly depends. This one truly depends on the circumstance and the situation. For the most part, I would say that's correct, but I wouldn't say always. You know what I mean? People know exactly what they want or don't want from you. Trying to change their minds is a huge waste of time. Absolutely not. People are malleable. People are subject to change all the time, no matter how old you are, no matter how set in your ways you are. People change all the fucking time. All the time. Things you find attractive when you're in high school is different than things you'll find attractive when you're in your early 20s. Things that you find attractive in your early 20s will be different than the things that you find attractive in your late 20s. And a lot of the time, the things that you want in your early 20s and high school years are probably different than the things you're going to want when you're in your 30s or mid 30s, whatever. People change all the fucking time. This idea that people have this set desire or this set, like, things that they want, it's just not true. It's not true. People change all the time. People change their desires all the time. Um, and people's usual type are not always who they get because generally people generally date down than what their standards, because people have high standards for the most part, especially today. People usually date down. So things that I don't agree with whatsoever. Most likely, those who will truly love you are very few. Yeah, I mean, people don't really give a shit about people too much. So true love, I think, is different. What I would describe true love to be than what he would or what this person would describe true love to be. But I guess I would generally agree with that. Uh, let's see what we got here. Let's move on to the next one. Oh my fucking. I apologize. I'm dropping my mic over and over again. Or my headset or whatever. After this, we're going to hop into some Twitter stuff that I had that I wanted to react on the show. So we're going to hop into some of that right after this. Let's see here. Um, let's see which one's a good one. Stretch marks something that our meaning turn off bothers you, doesn't matter. All right, here we go. Let's drop some wisdom on this chick. Dear men, are stretch marks something that are an immediate turnoff, bothers you, or doesn't bother you? So the answer to this is not simple, and men of culture, you would understand. It all depends on the placement. Okay, it all depends on the placement. Now you got some stretch marks on that booty. Give it here. Give it here. Give it here now. You got stretch marks on your thighs. Give it here. Give it here now. You have stretch marks on your stomach and you haven't been pregnant and you're currently fat. It's probably not. It's probably a no. You know what I mean? It's probably a no. Um, you have stretch marks on your stomach, and you've been pregnant. Why are you with me? It's because you're a single mom. Probably a no. Probably a no. You have stretch marks on your stomach because you were pregnant, and you were pregnant with my kid. Bring it here. Bring it here right now. Come to Papa, dude. You have stretch marks on your stomach, and you lost weight. That's a give or take. That's like who knows? It's all about the dude at that point. If he likes it, if he doesn't like it, it all depends. You got stretch marks on your titties. Don't know how the fuck that happens. You must have some big ass fucking melons. Good luck finding a dude who likes that shit. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of dudes who do like that shit. Guys love the melons. I'm not the real huge melon kind of guy. I'm more like my wife's kind of guy, my fiance's kind of guy. But some guys like that shit. So, it all depends on the dude at that point. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, when it comes to that, that's that. I don't really know where else. Arms? Stretch marks on the arms? If it's excessive, I don't know. Probably not. It's probably a no-go. Where else could you have stretch marks? I can't really think of another place. That's pretty much what it is. Asking as a girl who used to be on the bigger side and who lost weight but has been left with stretch marks. They're faded, but I'm so scared to start dating because I feel like a man sees them, they'll be disappointed and turned off by me. Like I said, if you lose weight, you used to be fat, you lost weight and you have stretch marks, that is all dependent on the dude. But I don't foresee a lot of guys giving a lot of shit about that if you're a pretty girl. If you are pretty, if you're an attractive looking girl, chances are probably dude won't care. If you're a mid chick and you got stretch marks on your stomach because you used to be fat, he probably would care. So it all depends on the dude. It all depends on the dude, really. It all depends on the guy. To be honest. Okay, here we go. This is the one we're gonna end off on, ladies and gentlemen. And this one right here can be one of two. Either extremely interesting and funny and awesome, or absolutely a fucking snooze fest. Here we go. I, 26 female, feel like I'm a catch, but why does why does nobody want me? I, 26 female, have been single my entire life. No boys have ever liked me at camp. At camp? Fuck is this? Bro, is this Dustin's girl from Stranger Things? What's her name again? Susie? Is this Susie? Susie, you need to fucking dish the glasses, alright? That's what I'm telling you. I've never got asked to a school dance. Never had any boyfriends in college or since. Nothing ever really close to a situationship either. In college, guys would always like me enough to sleep with me, but then inevitably ghost me once they got to know me better or hooked up with me. I think your problem is the fact that you're hooking up with dudes. If you think that's the way to get a husband or like a boyfriend or like whatever you're looking for, like commitment, like shit like that, if that's what you think it is, then you're mistaken as fuck. Okay, that's your first glaring issue that from what I've read is that. So stop letting so many people in your pants, and maybe things will go differently. But let's keep going. I'm frequently told by others that I'm a conventionally attractive person. I get a lot of likes on dating apps. I'm a friendly person and have an active social life. I love to travel, read, learn new things, cook, exercise, spend time with my family, friends, etc. I don't party a lot, drink a lot, smoke, or do drugs. I am a smart person who went to a top university. I don't have any crazy traumas or baggage. I think I'm a warm, nice person with a lot of love to give to someone, but nobody seems to want it. Because instead of advertising the warmness of your personality, you're advertising the warmness of your pussy. So you probably should stop doing that, okay? If you really want dudes to want you romantically, and you want to have the boyfriend, and you want to have the husband, you want to have that beautiful thing that we call love, stop opening your legs and open your heart more, okay? That's just my advice from a guy who knows what I know what the fuck I'm talking. I know what I'm talking about. Okay. Do not open your legs. Open your heart. Okay. And things might go differently. But really though, like the fact that she started it with, um, guy in college, guys would always like me enough to sleep with me. We already got problem number one. Okay. And for the most part, guys are not going to want a girl who has slept around in college. Guys don't really like girls who go to college a lot too. Like if you're in a top university, that's kind of a turn off to dudes. Okay, as crazy as that may seem, it actually kind of is a turn off to dudes. Okay, guys don't want a girl who is fucking overachieving. Like guys don't want a girl who is this fucking, I don't know, this valedictorian. Guys don't want that shit for the most part. Okay. Furthermore, if you're a girl who opens your legs a lot, guys don't want that shit either. And if a guy starts dating you from your school and he has a homie who also slept with you, yeah, that's probably not the best situation a guy wants to be in. So here we go. Every time I feel like things are getting good and I start letting myself get excited about someone, things never end up working out. I'm just feeling disappointed and discouraged. It's usually me getting ghosted or rejected or friend zoned. Why am I never why am I never the person that gets chosen? Why does it feel like nobody wants me? All I want is to be fought for and loved, but it feels like I'm just not lovable. How are other girls getting attention from boys and boyfriends, but never me? What am I missing here? Please spare me the whole have faith that the right person will come along spiel. I have heard it many times, and I quite frankly lost faith in that principle. I prefer to take a more proactive approach to self-improvement and changing my circumstances if I am not happy with them. So first and foremost, yeah, stop sleeping with people. Let's see what the comments say. This person says, I believe your brain is filtering all the highlight reels from what actually happens in the dating world. You choose to believe that everyone else can easily find a someone, but not you. Why not ask your friends and other people how they ended up in their relationships and the extent or effort they put in and compare it with yours? That might give you a better perspective. This person said, why not ask someone out yourself? Plenty of girls do it. I think OP is aiming too high. A match on a dating app or a guy interested in hookups or friends with benefits doesn't mean he is in your league. Try to aim for guys under 5'7" in height and see the difference. Not saying you should marry an ugly dude, but I'm trying to explain what's likely going on. I agree, John. This guy's name is John. I agree. Chances are the guys who she's choosing to sleep with are probably going to be the guys who are sleeping with multiple women, not just you. Chances are your standards are really high. Chances are you don't even notice it. So how about you lower your standards, just by a tad, by a smidge. And we're not talking about standards of how you're being treated, but standards on appearance, status, things like this. Especially if you're dating high school or high school. If you're dating college-aged males, because usually they're not going to have the best or biggest status or wallets and stuff like that. So if you have high standards, which you probably do because you're a college girl going to a really good college, yeah, change your standards. Okay. This person says here, I think the biggest issue is the sheer volume of people you have access to. I've been guilty of it myself. Even if I find someone attractive in my even if I find someone attractive, my attention shifts if I match with someone who's more attractive. Then there is this amount of the dates that people go on. I might just, yeah, it's pretty much just like the access to the amount of access or the amount of people you have access to romantically is really high today, and that's true. It's very high. And women, again, they always want the best thing, and usually the best thing is appearance wise and not like substance wise for women, generally speaking. So when they look for the best thing, it's usually not the best thing. It's usually just like the best thing. So yeah. This person said, women settle more often than men, to be honest. Yeah, because women have high ass expectations that are completely unrealistic. So, logically speaking, they're going to have to settle more than men. That's just kind of how it works if you have such high expectations. But yeah, that's that. Lower your expectations, because you probably have high ones, and stop sleeping with guys thinking that that's the way you're going to get love, because it's not. And it's just going to make dudes not want to be with you. Because I'll tell you one thing, if I was trying to get with a girl, and I realized that this chick has slept with a lot of guys in high school. In oh my gosh, what's going on with high school? In college and in university, probably the biggest turnoff anybody can tell me about a girl I'm talking to. So yeah, don't do that. So here we go. Now we're gonna go to Twitter or X, depending on what you want to say, and we're gonna react to some stuff that I had saved for this specifically. Oh, did you guys see the trailer for the new Game of Thrones thing that's happening? Let me turn on the light. For the new Game of Thrones, the new Game of Thrones like spin-off show that's happening, the A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I actually really fuck with it. I actually really fuck with it. I really do. What? For real, bro? I just saw a post, I'm sorry, that said episode premiere schedule for HBO's A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Episode 1 will be January 18th, followed by episode 2, January 25th, followed by 3, February 1st, followed by 4, February 8th, followed by 5, February 15th, followed by 6, February 25th. Every episode will have a duration of roughly 30 minutes. 30 minutes, that's basically 3 hours of a show, basically. A Game of Thrones show, by the way. I don't know, man. I had a lot of hope for that shit, but I mean, I still do, but I mean, I think the show's gonna be awesome, and I want the episodes to be long because I want to have more to watch. But whatever, it is what it is. Let me see something real quick before we get into the Twitter stuff. Oh my gosh, the Giants are beating the Philadelphia Eagles 27-17 right now. Wow, that's that, guys. It's not over yet though. It's the third quarter, but that's embarrassing. Embarrassing. Okay, here we go. Um, let's go to Kabloom. I'm sorry, give me a second. Let me adjust this real quick. All right. So we have this post right here. It's not the hands that bother you. It is the culture behind them. I gotta say, I kind of agree. I was watching this and I was like, should I talk about this on the show? Because I feel like this might be a little bit of a touchy subject for some people. But I actually do. I actually agree. Listen, we eat food with our hands all the time as Americans, and American culture. I think there's just a certain level of, and listen, this is not, I'm not trying to, listen, there's a level of disgust that Americans feel. The fact that this chick keeps doing the same thing is actually bothering me. This is a perfect time to pause. There's a certain level of disgust that Americans feel whenever we see like Africans, for example, doing that weird, like it's like that weird like slimy fucking whatever the fuck it's called, and the mashed potato thing, whatever it is. But that shit, when they eat it, you know, and they like scoop it up and they start slurping that bitch, that's nasty, bro. That's nasty as fuck. And when the Indians eat like this chick is eating, that's also nasty as shit. And I'm saying that I'm a Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? Like, we eat with our hands too, some things. Um, Listen, man. She's right. She's right. It is the culture behind them. It's not the hands, okay? It's the culture behind them, because we use our hands to eat certain things too. chicken wings, fucking burgers, different things. You know what I'm saying? We use our hands to eat it. So it's not the fact that they're using their hands. It is the culture and kind of like the way they do it and shit that makes us kind of like, oh, what the fuck? Um, yeah. I can't even argue with it, to be honest. I can't even fucking argue with it. So let's see something real quick. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, this one's a doozy, guys. This one's a fucking doozy. Let's react to this one. This one's gonna be. Whew, this one's gonna be a doozy, guys. Let's go.
I'm not having relations with my husband until he agrees to this three-way. So there.
I don't think I heard that right.
I'm not having relations with my husband until he agrees to this three-way. So there.
I don't think I heard that right.
I'm not having relations with my husband until he agrees to this three-way.
And the caption says, "My husband being selfish." I think that domestic violence is acceptable in certain circumstances. Maybe I'm the wrong one. Let's keep listening.
So there's this guy that I work with. He's super attractive, super handsome. And
Dude, I always say it. It's who. Listen, there's a reason why women, bro, who I work with, there's a reason why infidelity occurs so frequently in workplaces. Bro. And I say this as a man who works in aviation. I'll tell you one thing, man. One thing that's for certain. Any woman who is remotely young or attractive, or both, even if you are young and pretty ugly, you're gonna get stares. There's gonna be dudes who are looking at your ass, even if it's not even that fucking big. There's gonna be dudes who are looking at your fucking legs or whatever. Everywhere, especially in male-dominated fields, dude. Women are not meant for the workforce. I am sorry. They are not.
He came up to me and he asked me if I would be interested in dating him. I told him that I'm married, and he came up with the idea that maybe we could have a three-way. So I went home and I proceeded to tell my husband about it and ask him if he wanted to have a three-way with this guy that I work with. He said no.
I'll tell you what, bro. There's this girl I work with. She ain't said she want to fuck, but I'll ask her. You know what I'm saying? Bro, we need Jesus back, bro. Jesus needs to. We need Jesus back.
And
bro.
I don't really think that's fair. He expressed
I'm sorry
to me
if that's
that
like
he
saying his name in
doesn't
vain. I'm
want
so
to
sorry,
have relations with anybody else, and he doesn't want me to have relationships with anybody else. And I think that that is extremely selfish of him to not want to do that.
I don't know if I'm. I don't know, like. I I don't know like the full story of their relationship, but bro, I'm so disappointed in mans, bro. You put a ring on a bitch like this.
So I have decided that until he says yes, I am not going to be romantic with him. I have decided.
I think if you do that and you're like holding sex over his head, I think he has every right to. And this is if he's secular, right? So I'm a Catholic, so I would do this a different way. But if he's secular, and if which I'm assuming he is, considering the woman he's with, if he's secular and he he's an atheist, whatever. He doesn't really believe in God. He doesn't have like that moral framework, that worldview. Then obviously he'll go about this a different way. I would say if this is the case that she's truly doing this, she's truly. I think this is fake. I don't think this is real at all. I think this is for the clicks and the views. But if it's true and it's real, she's holding out sex because he won't agree to a threesome with another dude. Then he has every right to cheat maliciously and cheat viciously and rigorously on this chick with as many women as he's able to, and hopefully ones that are better looking than she is. Fuck it, ones that are less good looking too. He has every right to do that, and then divorce the chick immediately. Every right to do that. If it's the case that she's doing that, every right. He has every fucking right to do that.
Decided to pack up most of my things and sleep in the other room and make that room my room until he agrees to do that. I don't think
divorce
that I'm
bitch.
being
Divorce that
dramatic,
bitch.
and I just think that he's being extremely selfish.
Yeah, immediate divorce, man. I'm sorry. Again, my worldview. I'm a Catholic. I would do things differently. I would take it to the church. That would never even happen. But if it did, in some weird fucking circumstance, I'm taking that to the church. And I need help figuring that out, to be honest. So let's move on to the next one. Oh, okay. Let's read the creator note or whatever, or the context, whatever. The video in question is satire. A follow-up video can be found here, which both explains this and highlights the abuse she has received since posting it. Okay, let's watch that one. Let's watch this one. Fucking. Oh man, this is so hilarious. This one's on TikTok though, so where's the? I don't really go.
I want to talk about this video and the other satire videos that I've made and what has happened since making these videos. Since they are strictly satire, I usually give it like a day before I hit the comments and, check them out because the things
like I said, I had a feeling it was satire, bro. I was like, bro, there's no way. To be honest with you, I would not even be surprised if something like this actually like were true. I really would not. I really would not be surprised. But I figured it, bro. I figured it was satire. Just the way she was saying it, something about it, bro. But honestly, if it was true and she was actually doing that to her husband, immediate divorce, man. Immediate.
They are unimaginable. I've had to lock down my Facebook. It is no longer a public thing.
Oh shit!
I've had to lock down my Twitter. It's no longer public. And
the internet is a crazy place, man.
They have apparently I'm going viral over on X, and people are sending me death threats. Not to mention there are people that are cropping things out of my picture, and they are trying to find out what my husband's name is and where I live and all these things. Like I've always said, you have to have very thick skin to be on the internet, especially if you're going to do satire videos.
Very thick.
But I guess that's what the internet is. I can take that. Men are going to call me out on my appearance and my weight and everything like that, and call me a whore and a cunt and all these things. But I did not expect that it would come to the fact of where I would be getting death threats and they would be trying to hunt down people in my family.
I mean, truth be told, death threats aren't the craziest thing when it comes, which is kind of crazy to say, but it isn't the craziest thing in the context of the internet. It's not the craziest thing for you to post something like that and then get death threats about it. It really is not. We're talking about dating here and like interpersonal relationships between men and women. That's what you're posting a video about. You're posting it obviously intending to be polarizing, and you got a response that you didn't like. Be careful what you post, really. That's the internet, man. Sorry.
I do say that.
Now, obviously, it's not right, but it's the internet, so.
If you're going to be a content creator, you need to be prepared for the crazies in the world, and obviously,
you're not.
That's what's happened, so. All right, living it.
Play stupid games, man. Play stupid games. All right, here we go. Next one. You just worked a 15-hour shift and came home to this meal. What are you doing? I'm telling my wife, what the fuck are you doing? Like, This shit should have been on the table fucking 15 hours ago. This should have been my pregame. This shouldn't be the post game. The fuck? Now, granted, it's a 15-hour shift. I'm coming home. I'm fucking devouring those 2 sandwiches. But that should be my fucking pregame, bro. I don't know, man. It is what it is. What can you do? Fucking women, bro. All right, here we go. This one is a doozy. I think I spoke about this.
Cut. Great. Okay. Cut. Great. Okay.
I think I spoke about this on my stream. If you want to go check out the stream, make sure to go check out the Twitch. It's going to be in the link in the description. Codename Soap is the Twitch account. I think I spoke about this on my stream. Shit like this, man. Some of these scenes, brother, that people be having, like some of the scenes that they had together, David Corn Sweat and Rachel Brosnahan. Some of the scenes they had together, man. Some of that shit was intimate, bro. Like they were like intimate, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like there were moments they were like just like super close for long periods of time. He was holding her like against the wall. They were like making out. Like he was kissing her neck. Listen, man. This is one thing that I can say for a fact. Shit like this, and I think every movie I see, when I see like a sex scene or something, just kind of continues to reinforce that the belief, you know, the idea. This shit right here, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I could never be with a fucking actress. Ever. I could never be with an actress in my life. Or, like, for that matter, any sort of performing person. Like, if you're dancing half naked for a music video, I couldn't be with you. But definitely not an actress, man. Some of these co-stars be handsome dudes. Like, David Corn Sweat, he's a handsome guy. And I'm married to this chick, and she's doing this shit with him. I don't give a fuck if you call me insecure, bro. I'm insecure, bro. I don't give a fuck. I am not. Damn, bro. And I'm not gonna lie. Her actual husband, bro, looks like a pipsqueak. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. It's not even close. Who's more attractive between her actual husband and David Corn Sweat, bro? It's honestly sad. Let's go to the next one. Here we go. This one, okay. I guess I'm done with the Twitter stuff. Let me see if I can find something extra, something new. Let's see. Let's see here. All right, fuck it. Let's look at this.
We're doing a custom color. This is what she wants. How are you feeling?
Very good.
Very excited?
Very.
This is the custom color here. Combination of 2 blues and a green. Finish the first eye.
Risks include light sensitivity and scratchiness.
Just got done with her second eye. This is the color she wanted. That's the
Wait, risks include what?
color.
Sensitivity and scratchiness. Risks include light sensitivity and scratchiness.
Just got done with her second eye. This is the color she wanted. That's the We're doing a custom color. This is what she wants. How are you feeling?
Very good.
Very excited?
Very.
This is the custom color here. Combination of 2 blues and a green. Finish the first eye.
Risks include light sensitivity and scratchiness.
Just got done with her second eye. This is the color she wanted. That's it.
Like, bro, that looks demonic. That actually looks demonic. What the fuck? Dude, I'm not gonna lie. It like to a certain degree, blue eyes are attractive, man. But bro, fake shit. Like to like, what's the limit, man? What else are like? First it was the ass and the titties. Then it was like the stomach. Then it was the legs. Then it was the fucking forehead and the cheeks and shit. Now it's the eyes. Dog, how much can you fake of your body, bro? This is just sad, to be honest. But bro, that shit looks demonic. Goodness fucking gracious, that looks demonic, man. I have no idea. I have no. I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. All right, 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 all right. This one just came up, bro. I don't even know why this is on my feed, bro. Don't even ask. Bro, I can't, bro. Just for context, this chick is a P star. This guy is also a P star, but this is her husband. They're married, okay?
So sweet, wanna spin you around. If I go link gang, I'll bring you around. If I go to the bar, I'll bring you around. Which one? Which one?
Look at this fucking dumbass. Look at this dweeb, bro. Look at this dumbass.
You're not letting things you around, yo.
Bro. There's a level of self-hatred you gotta have, bro. To like see your girl sitting in between two dudes who are about to pipe her and post it on the internet and have this reaction. Look at that dumbass. Oh my gosh. Bro, I don't even know, bro. What a fucking idiot. Alright, anyways. Both of them, bro. Demonic ass people, bro. Demonic ass industry, bro. Angel Reese is set to become the first professional athlete to walk the Victoria's Secret fashion show runway. I mean, to be fair, she is kind of like the poster of what Victoria's Secret looks for in their models. Tall, skinny, like I don't know, slim, I guess, whatever. Skinny for the most part. And like smooth, like clear skin to the. I mean, you could do that yourself though with makeup and shit, but that's pretty much what they look for: tall and skinny. And she is that. So, to a certain degree, I don't even see like anything wrong with it. Like if it was somebody like not Megan Thee Stallion, yeah, like or Lizzo or some shit, where they're now Victoria's Secret models. That's like, bro, really? You're just doing that shit because of her clout, you know? And to be honest with you, this is a lot because of her clout, but also she does fit the mold for a Victoria's Secret model, to be honest. But we keep going. Let's see what else we can find here. All right, we're gonna do a couple more, and then we're gonna close out the show, the welcome back show. What the actual fuck? Okay, this is wild. Can I show that? I don't even know if I can show that, bro. What the fuck? You seen it though. You seen it though, bro. You have to pause for that, bro. I don't even know. I don't even fucking know, bro. Bro, what the fuck? Bro, look at this man, bro. He's got the sauce, man. You play Minecraft, especially Bed Wars. I'll play with them. What the fuck? Bro, this man went straight for the jugular, bro. Listen, bro, you gotta respect it, alright? You gotta respect it. You gotta fucking respect it. Let's see what else has got. Let's see what else we got here. All right, that's it for the shit that was new, I guess. All right, let's see what we got here. Gender reveal. That boy really didn't blast it, bro. That's crazy. That is a shame, bro. And the fact that you have a boy on the way, if it actually sucks, bro, because he's about to be the shittiest athlete on the planet with you as his dad, bro. I'm sorry. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see one last post. One last post. One last post here. Let's see. I can't really find anything. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So, with that being said, that's gonna be it for the show today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. Why is this like this? Excuse me. There we go. That's better. Oh wait, sorry, I was here. Sorry, my fault. We're back. Okay. Thank you so much. Again, I haven't done this in a while. We're coming back to it. You know what I mean? But we went over some good stuff today. We talked about some of the things I want to do in the future. Kind of where I want to take the show. I want to keep doing things like this. I want to keep reacting to stuff. I want to bring on guests for sure, have conversations like we did before. But I do want to react to stuff. This video is going to be posted on all the social media platforms. So first and foremost, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate every single person who spent their time, stayed here, listened to the show, listened to my ramblings and my, me saying a bunch of shit. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it very much. Everybody who stayed with me, who's coming back from all the old videos before I took a break, I really do appreciate it. Like, it's amazing. Please leave a comment in the comment section that just letting me know that you guys are coming back from before I took the break or before I left, I guess, so that I can thank you guys, personally in the comment section. With that being said, again, thank you so very much for watching. Please be aware for future episodes that are going to be coming out. Disclaimer: the views expressed on the show by the individual guests and or hosts do not necessarily reflect the views of the CatFiveBoys podcast. Further disclaimer: the views expressed on the show, further disclaimer, I didn't give this further disclaimer at the beginning of the show, but anyways, we're going to do it here. The topics that we speak on during the show at times can get a little bit heavy, a little bit controversial. So if that's not your thing, this might not be the show for you. With that being said, we have clips on, if you can't catch the full shows and you want to get some of the best bits, some of the funniest bits and whatnot, we have clips on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. If you're watching here on YouTube, we have clips here on YouTube Shorts. You can check those out. They're, some of the funny clips, some of the controversial ones. If you guys want to go check that out, we have them there. If you want to be a guest on the show and you want to speak about something in particular, political stuff, theological stuff, relationship things, whatever the case may be, we would love to have you on. I would love to have conversations with you guys, no matter what your beliefs are, no matter what you kind of think about certain things. I would love to have you on the show. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. Send me an Instagram DM at CatFiveBoys. Again, send me an Instagram DM at CatFiveBoys, letting me know that you're interested to be on the show. What exactly, a little bit like a rundown about what you want to talk about, a little bit about yourself, and we'll get in contact with you and get you on the show as soon as possible. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, leave the comments. We love them very, very much. Subscribe and turn on the post notifications so you can be notified whenever we do post. We're going to be posting every single Wednesdays and Fridays. That is kind of the schedule we've been working on for a while. If you know, we're gonna try to keep. I'm gonna try to keep to that, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. I stream on Twitch. I'm gonna try to do some TikTok invasion soon, but I'm gonna be streaming on Twitch. Different things. We play games on there. We talk about different things, and we do TikTok invasions on the Twitch streams as well. So if you guys want to check that out, make sure to check the link in the description for the Twitch account. We have a merch store. I don't really like to call it merch, but we have stuff that we sell. Rosaries. We're selling rosaries. I am a big Catholic. I'm a devout Catholic, and one of the aspects of my faith is my devotion to Mary, the Blessed Virgin Mary. One of the things that she provided to us was the rosary and the power of the prayer of the rosary. And if you're interested in purchasing one, maybe you just want to check some out, we have a store. The link to that will be in the description down below, so you can check that out. Yeah. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate every single one of you who spent your time here. You could have been doing anything else. You could have been listening to anything else. You could have been anywhere else, but you were here listening to me at this moment in time, and I really do appreciate that very much. Tell your friends about the show. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you liked the way I speak and whatnot. I think this is the first time you're ever seeing me on this show for the most part, besides like the first episode. Hopefully I didn't make you throw up. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it very much. Have a great night. God bless each and every one of you. It's good to be back, and we're going to be doing big things. Good night, guys.